Hold on, Queens. I've got a message for you. This is the legal stuff. You know, the stuff the lawyers say I must tell you. So remember, this broadcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. I am just your friend. I am not a licensed therapist, and this broadcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. Got it? Great. Hello, Sister Queens. Hello, Sister Queens. Welcome, Sister Queens. Come on in, ladies. Come on in, and let's talk. Come on in. I'm going to give you, ladies, a few seconds to jump on and join us. We're so happy to have you again. Come on in, ladies. Come on in. And welcome back to another powerful episode, which is episode 2 of the Let's Talk Women on the Move series, brought to you by Sister Queens. And today we're turning up the heat, you ladies, with a dynamic leader who is shaking up the spirits industry with a bold vision, unstoppable drive, and a deep commitment to excellence. She is the powerful powerhouse behind N Brands, home to Entity Productions, and the bold, innovative line of N Brand Spirits. So please welcome a true trailblazer, financial strategist, and fearless CEO, April Fort. From the boardroom brilliance to brand mastery, she's here to share how she's building legacy, leading with purpose, and pouring into her community, one bold move at a time. So, Sister Queens, we're going to grab those glasses and get ready for an inspiring conversation that's as smooth as her spirits. All right, ladies. If you could do me a huge favor, and as always, tag another queen, tag. So stop right now, tag another queen, share this live to your pages. We would greatly appreciate it. So tag, share. Hey, Sister Queens. Hey, Lisa, Jacqueline. Hey, Benita. Hey, Betty. Hey, Winnie Pooh. Hello, ladies. Hello. I'm so glad to have you ladies on for another episode of Let's Talk. But first, let's, as always, take care of some housekeeping. All right, ladies, don't forget we'll be giving away 2 prizes during tonight's show. We are so excited to announce that tonight we'll be giving away 2 amazing, inspiring books that will feed your spirit and ignite your power, ladies. The first book is Feeding the Soul, Because It's My Business by Tabitha Brown. Get ready to laugh, cry, and be uplifted. In this heartfelt and humorous book, Tab shares life lessons, recipes, and wisdom on how to listen to your inner voice, embrace faith, and love yourself unapologetically. It's like a warm hug and a soul talk wrapped in one. The second book is Master of Me by Kiki Palmer. This bold, empowering book helps young women own their voice, set boundaries, and step into their power like the queens they are. Kiki keeps it real while guiding you to become the master of your choices, your worth, and your future. However, in order for your name to be entered into the drawing, you must type #FORT. That's #FORT in the comments for your entry to be calculated. Remember, ladies, that is #FORT. That's what you need to put in, and this allows you to be entered into the drawing. Secondly, ladies, if you did not know, The Sister Queens are proud to present the Let's Talk series of Women on the Move. For the entire month of June, we're spotlighting exceptional women who are breaking barriers, building legacies, and balancing it all with grace and grit. These fearless leaders are showing up in business, government, community, and beyond, and they're ready to share their journeys, challenges, and triumphs with you. So tune in this month for inspiration, empowerment, and real talk you won't want to miss. Thirdly, ladies, please join us, please join us for the third stop on our Support Black-Owned Businesses tour. You know where we're headed? Burning Tree Barbecue, ladies, is located at 3090 3rd Avenue South on June 28th at 5 p.m. And you already know the vibes will be fire. So come out, enjoy good food, great fellowship, and a powerful reminder of why supporting our own matters. So bring your appetite and your squad. Let's show up and show love to this amazing Black-owned gym. Let's circulate our dollars with purpose and power. Lastly, ladies, a heartfelt thank you to the over 4,700 queens who have joined our unstoppable movement of positivity, power, purpose, and progress. Your presence, your light, and your love is what makes this movement so powerful. But queens, we need your help. Let's finish strong. We're just a few hundred queens from hitting our big goal of 5,000 members by Juneteenth. So tag a queen, invite a queen, empower a queen. Let's cross that finish line strong together, ladies, in unity, strength, and celebration. Remember, ladies, Juneteenth, 5,000. We are unstoppable. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's get started. Sister Queens welcome founder and CEO of Infinite Spirits, April Fort. April Fort is the visionary behind Infinite Spirits, a 100% vegan, additive-free spirits brand that brings a fresh twist to the world of tequila. After spending 25 years in corporate banking, April took a bold step away from a career that told her she wasn't good enough to pursue her passion for creating a brand that's both authentic and innovative. The idea for Infinite was inspired by two things close to her heart: her dislike of traditional tequila flavors and her desire to offer her diabetic mother a carefree, sugar-free drink. Under April's leadership, Infinite Spirits has blossomed into a company that champions premium, health-conscious spirits with a smooth, unique taste. As a proud mother of three, April balances entrepreneurship with family life, finding joy in trying new restaurants, spending time with friends, and enjoying life with her partner and fur baby. Join us, Sister Queens, in extending a warm welcome to April Fort as she joins Let's Talk. Hey, Miss April. Hey, Miss April. How are you doing?
I'm gonna have you come home with me and do that every time. That you had me hype. I was like, I want to talk to her. I'm gonna have you come with me. Like, where's Stephanie at? She's at the tequila tasting with April, showing everybody what she just did. That was really dope.
Hey, nice. I'll be your hype woman.
Yeah, no, that was good. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I got rained out here, so y'all forgive the way I look, but I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so appreciative to be invited.
We are really so happy to have you, and thank you so much for joining us. So, ladies, let's show Miss April some love. Let's give her some hearts. Let's show her some love. And thank you for joining us for our second episode in our Let's Talk series for Women on the Move. Yes, we're going to welcome Miss April Ford. So, again, ladies, let's give her some hearts. Let's show her some love and thank her for agreeing to being a part of our Women on the Move series. Okay, ladies.
Let me just say, can I just say something, Stephanie?
Yes, of course.
You wasn't gonna let me say no to being on the Women on the Move series. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know the gym that you guys have here that you guys get to interact with. She is definitely a woman's woman. She's a girl's girl, and she ain't gonna let you give up on nothing. I'm gonna talk about you because I know you're gonna talk about me, but I want to tell them about you. I told Stephanie, I said, I'm traveling. Oh no, you can get online and do it. I was like, I'm gonna be here. I'm not sure. Oh no, you're gonna do it on the internet. You're fine. Wherever you're gonna be, you can get on. She was
right,
not trying to let me not do it. But I love that about her because every time I see her, she hugs me. She tells me she's proud of me. She has a bottle of my tequila and she goes, I'm gonna wait for a special occasion to open it. And she tells me all the time, I still have it. I still have it. I'm like, no, I want you to buy more. I want you to go get another bottle, but I will fuss about that later. But no, she's always so supportive. She's always been there. And Stephanie, I just thank you. I love you. I thank you for always thinking of me. This work I do is lonely because I'm traveling all the time. I don't have time to really hang out and do all the things I used to do. So just letting you know that I appreciate knowing somebody was thinking about me in the process. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And she is right. When she first started out, almost 2 years ago now?
Almost three in
Yes,
October.
almost. Yes. So she gave me a sample of this amazing tequila, right? I have purchased others, but I refused to open this one because she gave it to me. So I'm like, I can go out and buy one, but I wanted to save the one that she actually gave me, which when she first started for a special occasion. So, ladies, this is that special occasion. So I told her I've already opened it. So before we get started, let me just say I have to shout out how tasty and smooth. Can you see it? If you can't, then can you see it? Okay.
Yeah, we
How
can see it.
tasty and smooth the infinite tequila is, y'all, baby. It's giving elevated, elegant, and everything you want in a sip. Again, she gifted me with this about 3 years ago. And I can't wait to go. Now, I haven't tried the Reposado. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, the Reposado. Yeah.
Reposado. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't tried that, but I got to go and get that. And this is my special occasion. So, ladies, tonight live, this is the vibe and the celebration I've been waiting for. And I couldn't think of a better time to pop it open and raise a glass. So, I hope we can get through the rest of this because I might be a little.
So, ladies, it's 90 proof. It's 90 proof.
Ooh,
so,
baby.
We're going to be patient with her tonight.
Hey, y'all be patient with me tonight because I'm going to take a little sip for you ladies. It is so good. Now, again, this is the only one I tried. So, but I want you all to go out and I'm going to tell you more about it. And April's going to tell you more about it. But I'm going to do my first sip with my bottle that she gave me when she first started. So, hey, cheers.
You have one of my first 3 bottles. We made a pack. It was 6 bottles, and you have one of the first 6 bottles.
Oh my God, I feel so honored. So cheers, ladies. Yes. So if you
It's been in the bottle for 3 years. It's probably strong.
I know. Hey, it's good and strong now. So, ladies, do me a favor. Grab a bottle of infinite tequila. Trust me, you will thank me later.
And Stephanie, I see there's a question in the chat that I want to answer personally. I see that Jacqueline has asked, that has said that tequila gives her headaches and what makes mine different. And Jacqueline, I'll tell you, the reason why what makes mine different is because we don't have sugar. The sugar is what gives you headaches. Sugar dehydrates you, which causes you to have a headache. So when other tequilas have had additives in it, they have different things in them to kind of help them stay on the shelves longer. Mine doesn't sit on the shelves that long, so we don't really have that problem. But clock it, as my niece says. But clock it. But what we do a little bit different than everybody else is that we have no sugar. Ours is all natural. It's 100% vegan, 100% gluten-free. It is pure 100% blue ever agave. So that's what makes it different. So there's no sugar, no hangover. So we feel like it's a no-brainer. So that's how we look at it when we talk about Infinite.
Oh, yes. And see, and I love that. Even and those for us that are always on diets like me, that's a
Yes.
good tequila to have because it doesn't have the sugars, like she said. I see my niece is on here, Erica. I just want to tell her, baby, we're going to do some shots to this tequila because it is so smooth. It really
Thank
is.
you.
And I've
Thank
been
you.
drinking it home and hadn't been giving it to my friends because I've been holding on to it. But now I'm going to have to let you
I have to
ladies
share
know.
the wealth. And I tell you one thing about it, when we first made it, we wanted to make sure that it was smooth, because that was one of the things when I went down to Mexico that they said, what do you don't like about tequilas that are on the market right now? I said, I hate the tequila. Ugh. I hate that taste when you drink it. You gotta go, ugh. I hate
Uh-huh.
that. So I wanted to make sure Infinite was smooth. I wanted to make sure there was no hangover, because that headache that you get the next day is horrible for me. Like, I had one tequila, one of my competitors, and I think I sat in my driveway for 2 hours rethinking my life one time. So I was like, I don't like that feeling. I don't like to feel like we're grown. We have stuff
Right.
to do the next day. So what we end up doing is making it where you can't get a hangover, because the sugar is what dehydrates you. That's why they always say you drink water, drink something else, because it'll rehydrate you once you've gotten drunk, because that's what gives you the headache. So
Wow. See, you've taught me something because you do get really, really dry after drinking
mhm,
in general. And I always have to drink a lot of water. So
mhm,
it's the sugar in it that's
yeah,
making that happen.
yeah. And we did
Wow.
a bus, we did a what we call a bar crawl in Birmingham
Yeah.
about maybe 2 years ago now, almost 3 years ago. And I
Mhm.
remember we had to, like, me and some other people, we took 13 shots, and people were calling me the next day going, "Why am I not dead?" We were drunk. We weren't dead. And we got up and we were like, "Oh, we're going to go work out." Like, we couldn't believe that we had did that. And that's because there's no sugar. So you don't get the hangover. You'll get drunk because it's 90 proof. So don't think you're not is something you need to just turn up and keep drinking. But
Uh-huh.
it is really smooth, and you don't get the hangover unless you mix it with something else. Let me put that disclaimer. Some people like margaritas and you like to mix
Mhm.
it with stuff. That stuff has sugar. So you can get the headache from that stuff. But we do see it's like reduced because it's not as much sugar.
And I will say, just taking that shot, it was really good, and sometimes you get that burn from, tequila. I
Mhm.
don't even have that burn, and I
Yep.
did a whole shot, so I really like I said, I've had it, but, I hadn't had shot. I hadn't had a
Yeah.
shot. I always mixed it, like you said, with the margarita because I love
Mhm.
margaritas, but even just having a shot, it's really, really smooth, so,
Thank
all
you.
right, Miss Erica, baby, we're gonna have us some shots.
Invite me.
Yes. All right, my love, we're going to get to your questions. And let's start from the top. Take us back. What inspired you to make the leap from corporate finance into launching your own brand empire?
So the story is kind of crazy. And if I know a lot of people see it on social media sometimes, and they always tell me about me, but the story is is so just out the blue, and it's so April. I was a corporate banker. Most people knew me on Instagram and Facebook, Banker Bay. I used to do the whole Banker Bay thing, teach financial literacy a lot. That was my thing. Um, I worked out of Dallas, even though I lived in Birmingham. Because I'm from Dallas, I still worked in Dallas. After COVID, they moved me to Birmingham to work out of the office here. And about a few weeks in, my new boss came to me. He goes, "I know they talk about you, but I'm not impressed by you."
Oh,
I had never heard that before. And he goes, "Yeah, you just pretty much check all the boxes." And then one person in the office that day made a joke and says, because somebody said, "Oh, because she's black." And she goes, "Oh no, I thought because she was Puerto Rican." And it was like a joke they were making about me, and it hurt my feelings. I had never heard that about me before. I had worked at several banks. I have, wrote credit policy. I was an underwriter. I went through commercial banking. I have climbed the ladder. I have a degree in finance. I have a degree in accounting. I did everything I was supposed to do. I had never heard that before. And I've never had a problem getting a job. I've actually been recruited a bunch of times. So I've never heard that. That hurt my feelings. And so I came home, and I ain't gonna lie, I cried. I remember crying a little bit. And I'm so like just off the wall goofy. If you know me in person, I'm always laughing and smiling about something. And
You are.
I look over at my phone, and my guy at the time, he was drinking Patron. He was in Australia touring, and I remember looking at over there, and I said, "Oh, that's some nasty stuff," just out the blue. And then I just had an idea. I was like, you know what? And I had been praying all day, like, hey, God, what's next? What's next? What's next? You know? And I just got divorced. This is a new life for me. I'm 10 hours away from home. I'm in Birmingham, 10 hours away from my family, newly divorced, didn't know what to do. It was all over the place. And I remember seeing him, and I called my friend Michael, who I went to SMU with, and I said, Michael, your daddy still make tequila? He goes, April, we didn't stop. You know, like we owned the tequila farms in Mexico. We didn't stop. He said, I said, I wanted you to teach me. And he says, well, if you really want to learn, fly to Dallas. We'll get on our plane and we'll go over to Jalisco. I'll fly you over on our plane and we'll go and I'll get you to my dad. His dad makes some of the biggest brands on the market right now. So when I tell you favor ain't fair, I had no reason talking to this guy. This guy is well renowned. He does all the celebrity brands. He's huge. I just did his son's homework. When we were in college, I used to help with the homework all the time. And I end up going down. I go down to their farm, to their agave farm. And I told his dad what I didn't like about his other products. And I stayed there for about 4 days. We created our product. And I told him that my mom loves to play cards. My mom is, you know, she was like a city girl. Like she loved to play dominoes, cards. She wanted to go hang out with her friends. You know, I love it about her. And her spirit was so free, but she felt like she could not drink because of her diabetes. And she felt like she couldn't drink anymore because she was afraid that it would mess with her sugar. We call it sugar where I'm from.
Yeah. Here too.
We call it having sugar.
Sugar diabetes.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was called diabetes. So I was grown. I just know people had sugar. I had an angel that lost her leg to it when they called her Ain't Sugar. So we always always thought it was called sugar. But she was afraid to drink because of her condition. And so I said, I want to make something even she could enjoy. I wanted to make something that no matter if you're taking medicine, I wanted to make something that everybody could enjoy. So we found out that the nucleus in that was the sugar. And so we were able to create this drink, and it was super strong. When I first got it, it was so strong. And they sent it to the States in like mouthwash bottles. And my friend was performing in Mississippi. I had never been to Mississippi before besides just driving through it. I got in the car, drove to Mississippi to where they were. And I was like, taste this. And his bandmates were all like, oh, this is delicious. You know, like, and it was 110 proof. We knew we couldn't leave it there.
Oh,
it smelled like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol.
But because they liked it, I knew I was onto something. So I prayed and prayed. And then it was so many rules to tequila, because vodka you can make at home. Bourbon you can make at home. You can't make tequila at home, right? You can't make it at home.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can basically make the other ones. You know, you could get it
at home in your kitchen.
Yeah, you can't make tequila at home. So out of all of them, I picked the hardest one. And I was talking to God. I was like, "Yo, why we picked the hard one? You know, you're supposed to introduce me to something easy." But that's not the dream he had for me. So I ended up calling. I knew nothing about tequila. I don't even drink like that. I'm a very sporadic drinker. And I ended up calling 63 companies, 63, and asking them, hey, I have a product I want to put in bottles. Will you help me? People were saying no. People were telling me I wasn't a celebrity. People told me that Black people don't support Black brands. People told me that that I couldn't do it, that it wasn't going to work, that they start telling me how many people failed. And I said, well, out of all those people that failed, somebody got to succeed, right? Because people are still thinking, right? So the 64th person, and I never thought about calling anybody in Alabama. The 64th person was in Opelika, Alabama. I had never heard of Opelika, except my son played baseball. And I remember we played a team close to Opelika before, down by Auburn. I called him, and this guy was just like an angel. He was like, look, do this product first. I'll help you with your bond. I'll help you get this together. I'll bottle it for you. You got to get colas. You got to get things I've never heard of, because I'm just out here hustling. I'm like, look, I want everybody putting the bottle, I want everybody drinking it, and it's going to be this easy, right? Wasn't that easy at all. So he helped me. He helped me get my cola. I have a nephew. Shout out to Joseph. He's my white nephew. Now he has red hair, so now he really thinks he's black. He's like, I'm probably really your nephew now because they said
Uh-huh.
redheads are
Uh-huh.
black. But Joseph did the label for me. And I remember us talking about it. It was going to be infinite. I was like, I'm going to have infinite money, infinite this. If I can close 300 million for the bank, I can close 300 million for myself. And I was like doing the circle. And he goes, oh, the Ouroboros. So if you look at the bottle, you'll see it has the never ending snake around it. That's the Ouroboros. That's around that. That means infinite. So that's where we got the name from.
And it
And
is gorgeous.
on
I
the bottle. So
absolutely
everything
love
meant
it.
something.
Yes, it
So
is gorgeous and it is great tasting. Again, I can't tell you, you better go out and get you some. I'm going to tell you that the whole night. If I pour another one, then I'm really going to be talking.
I'm
But
happy
go
you're enjoying it.
go out and get it. It is super smooth. You're going to love it. Again, you won't get that headache afterwards, that you get from some liquors or tequilas. So make sure you go out and get it. You may have answered this already, but I did want to say you created a spirit brand with real intention, no sugar, no additives, and a story behind it. And tell us about why Infinite Spirit. And you told us some about how your mom influenced the product, but give us a little bit more about that, with her having the sugar diabetes. And you just said, because of my mom, I'm going to go ahead and design Infinite or start doing Infinite Spirits.
Well, I think it's more than that too, right? I feel like they give us trash. Like when we look
Mm,
at some of the ingredients and some of the different brands, liquor is a $1 billion business. I think it's like 5 billion
B as
this year.
billion.
Billion, yeah,
Uh-huh.
billions
Uh-huh.
of dollars in liquor is sold a year. People of color only hold 3% of that. And then when we look at the
Wow.
celebrity brands, we look at celebrity brands and we look at those, and they don't own those brands. They own naming rights to those brands. So they own a percentage, but Diageo usually owns the bigger part. That's why you seen Puffy was going through it with them, and now he's on trial. You see 50 Cent, they'll lose their brands, or you'll see a famous person with the brand and then it'll be gone. And that's the reason why it's like that, because Diageo owns most of their brands. I felt like if we're going to be in our neighborhoods and we're going to be drinking anyway, if we're going to be in our homes, not even if we're in the hood, you could be in the suburb, wherever we are. I believe Black women and Black men, we deserve luxury. I believe that we deserve things that weren't going to kill us. We deserve things that if we're going to drink, because everybody deserves to have a little relaxation. If we're going to do it, why not do it in a healthier way? Why not do it to where it gives back to our communities? Why not do it to where we can control that? And so that's where the whole inspiration for no sugar, no burn, no hangover came from, because I know a lot of people that make bad decisions, because it's just like being hungry. When you're starving, you make bad decisions, right? When you're dehydrated, you make bad decisions. So I just wanted to make sure that I was doing something that was going to be a little bit different, that had more of a purpose to it.
That is amazing. That is so good. And you touched on, excuse me, what you said too, and I like that. That was my next question. The spirits industry isn't exactly overflowing with women, let alone Black women in leadership. What's been like? It's been like carving a space as a Black woman CEO in this field. So, what challenges have you faced, and how have you pushed through them?
And I'll be honest with you, like, I think any woman in this industry is going to pretty much have those same challenges, because it's a male driven world.
Male dominated era.
And what I've learned while going through this is that I've learned to be myself, because even, and this is going to sound real weird, y'all, but once you be yourself, white men love Black women who are themselves. They love that little bit of hood in you. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
go in and I tell them, like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And not only do I do that, when I say I'm going to do something, we show it. We show up. So Infinite, we're not a fly by night brand. A lot of mistakes that are made with other people who have brands is that they think their distributor is going to do everything. The hardest
Mm-hmm.
part in this game is getting a distributor. You can have your product, you could put it in a bottle, it could be pretty, but until you get a distributor who's going to put it on the shelves for you, that's it. We're on 580 shelves right now.
Say that again. How many shells?
580. And
580.
it's all, and we're in 11 states, about to be 12. So when we do these things, I'm very intentional on our marketing. We have a brilliant marketing team. And even with our marketing team, I always say, Black women, we know what we like. So I make sure Black women are on my marketing team. I make sure that we are the ones that are front facing in my company. So we have some incredible women who are daily sending me stuff. Oh, April, we're going to do this. Oh, April, we're going to do that. So people think it's all me. Child, look, I suck at social media. I know people think because I just like to post on my personal page. That page has no direction. That's literally something I see. But when on the Infinite page, we're very intentional. We're very intentional to make sure that these young girls have a voice and that their voice is heard through this, because we're taking these girls that just graduated from college. One of the little girls that's on my team, I love her, Kennedy. Kennedy has she's that little girl people said talk too much, right? She's the wild child, and I was her. So I relate to her. So when she comes to me with these ideas, I'm like, okay, because Infinite is not about liquor. It's about, we're going to put us. We're not going to keep begging other people for jobs. We're going to put us on a platform where we can sell. And we know money is green, so we don't care who buy it, but we're going to make sure that we are behind it. So we don't care who buy it, but we're going to make sure we are behind it. So when we are putting things on shelves and you see stuff on shelves, you see the girls that are doing the tastings, all those girls are so special to me. They can call me anytime. I listen to all their ideas on our Tuesday morning meetings. We listen, and I tell them, in a time where Black women are losing jobs faster than anybody else, we're creating jobs. We're creating new women in every market. We're putting them in the stores. We're making them front facing, because we have power and we just got to learn to use it.
I love that. Ladies, again, just take a moment, share this live, because again, it's just, I love spotlighting us and especially spotlighting Black women. And this is one amazing Black woman that is
Mhm.
doing great in our community. So stop for a moment. If you haven't already, share this live to your pages, tag a queen, have them to jump on and join us. Because again, this is an amazing queen that's doing amazing things in our community, which leads me to my next question. You wear multiple hats: CEO, mentor, creator. What drives you every day, and how do you stay grounded in your purpose?
You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a story. She's on here, and I didn't even know she was logging on here, because I've been off Facebook today. I got back on today because I was doing this, and Leah is actually on here. She's one of my mentors. She's somebody that means so much to me. And thank you, Leah. I just see your message. But I'll tell you this. I learned from the women before me. And I know I grew up with my granny. My granny was 80 years old when I was a little girl. So I tell everybody, when everybody else was learning how to wear thongs, I was learning how to wear a slip.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had my days and I had to learn a lot, but I learned so much, like seeing her and her poise, her grace, the way she handles things. Like I always tell the girl, I would have cussed, and she handles things and she handles people and she handles me. And I love that. And I love the fact that I think as Black women, we have to have those big sisters that we can look up to. And my biological sisters too. I love them. But outside of our family, when we could see a woman in business that's doing her thing, that struts in, she's gonna have her heels on, she's put together, it encourages you to be the same way. So I say my mentors, her, Dr. Tillman, all of them that call me, people who call me and check on me, who say you're doing a good job. It keeps me going, because sometimes doing this is very lonely. I tell people I don't get to go to all the parties. I don't get to hang out. I don't get to do all the dinners I want to do. I hadn't even been to a sorority meeting. I suck at that right now because I've been traveling and I've been trying to grow a brand. But I know the legacy and the jobs and the people that we impact is way bigger than a party right now, because I'm gonna still party with y'all. Y'all just give me a minute. I'll be right back. So,
You'll be back.
I'll be right back. So
Mhm.
those things are very important.
And I agree with the Leah. She's been on, of course, Let's Talk as well. But then, of course, she's just my booski. And she does, I call her that. I don't know how I gave Leah that name, but it is. She's my booski. And she is.
She's
She's
so
out there.
grateful.
She is. She's putting, pouring into our youth and pouring into our girls, and then doing her own thing as well. So you're absolutely right. It's great to have people that you can look up to, and that also they pour into you. you're pouring into people, but then, like you said, it's great to have people that pour into you. And again,
And we
Leah
learn
is
by
one of those.
emulating, right? My daughter emulates
Mm-hmm.
things I do, and I've seen her handle situations personally where I know I would have swung. I'm like, we all been fighting. That's how because that's where I'm from. I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
girl, we would have been swinging. But she handles things with such grace. So it's been when you're seeing things in real moments, it doesn't click for you. Well, for me, right? So I'll see something in a real moment and I'll say, dang, I would have cussed them out. And then I see how it happened. And then like in business now, I'm in situations somebody may be getting smart with me or something I don't like or whatever. I've learned like, okay. Sometimes I'd be like, okay, how would Leah handle this? I say that to
Mm-hmm.
myself because I know that if I just calm down and do it a different way. And we learn that because as Black women, like you said, how do you handle these things in a male dominated field? Because you know what, they try to trigger you, they try to say things to you, they try to get you off your mark, and you have to learn to play the game. And so I've learned to be myself and play the game at the same time, and it's a balancing act, right? Because you could tell, but then you have to bring them back in. I call it the Claire Huxtable. Sometimes I have to check you, but I have to check you in a professional way, and it works.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that too about Leah. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, she will check you.
Oh yeah, but it's on custom. That's why I said I'm so impressed. I'd be so impressed. I'd be like,
Yeah, she
wow,
just does it with such grace.
it's such grace and pride. Like I'm like,
She
wow, okay,
does. She
I can do
will
this
check
too.
you.
I can do this
Yeah.
too. So,
Now, let me ask you this. At Sister Queens, we love women who give back. How
mhm.
does In Brands pour into the community, literally and figuratively?
So we've hooked up with a couple of different organizations that do that, right? And then
Mm.
right now we've been talking about doing entrepreneurship classes. I actually teach a class, and I have some other brand owners who are under me as far as like a mentorship program. And we are in when people want to go into business, I teach a class about how to get your products on the shelves. I teach a class on that. So I may not do it. You may not see me there because they don't want me passing out liquor at most of the nonprofit stuff,
Mm.
right? But we do donate. We do try to be involved in whatever way. If there's some sort of fundraiser, we try to donate back. But mostly it is our business classes that we have at the In Brands location in Atlanta. So they could come to my offices. We have like a bar area in the office. We sit down, we talk, whatever business question you may have. We try to have people come in. Like we have in our women's series next month, which is really dope because I have people who are commercial bankers who are going to come in and teach people how to buy investment properties. We have people who are going to come in and talk about branding your business, people that are come in and talk about trademarks and all these different things. We have a whole series that the girls are putting together with things that help women who need that second set of income or who's inspiring to do something different or who wants to take their business to the next level. My marketing team will be there. Well, all kinds of dope things that they're doing. So we really do try to give back in those ways.
That is great. You, like I said again, you are just doing so much. Ladies, don't forget, tag, 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 share, 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 so everyone can see what this amazing queen is doing in our community and for our community. All right, ladies. One more thing before I get to that. We have changed because I just love the infinite so much. We have changed what you're going to type in the comments. So instead of typing hashtag FORT, I want you to type hashtag infinite. N-F-I-N-I-T-E. I know that's a lot. Let me tell you again. That's N-F-I-N-I-T-E. Type that in the comments, ladies, because you know what time it is? It's time for a giveaway. And as a reminder, the first book giveaway is Feeding the Soul Because It's My Business by Tabitha Brown. So get ready to laugh, cry, and be uplifted. In this heartfelt and humorous book, Tab shares life lessons, recipes, and wisdom on how to listen to your inner voice, embrace faith, and love yourself unapologetically. It's like a warm hug and a soul talk wrapped in one. So, again, let's get that hashtag infinite in there. Hashtag infinite. Go ahead and get that in there, ladies, so we can see who the winner of our first book will be. I'm going to give you a second and look at some of your questions again. Hey, my booski boo. Hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are so glad to have you join us. And again, tag, share, so we can just let everyone know about this amazing tequila by our wonderful CEO, April Ford. All right, ladies, let's go ahead and get it started to see who the winner is of our first book by Tabitha Brown, Feeding the Soul Because It's My Business. And the winner is Gladys Zimmerman. Gladys, you are the winner of our first giveaway, which is Feeding the Soul Because It's My Business by Tabitha Brown. Just send me your addresses and I may already have it because you've won before. So send me your address just in case, and then I'll go ahead and get that book right out to you. Okay, ladies, we're going to go ahead and go to our next question for the beautiful April Ford. April, what advice do you have for other women, especially Black women who want to launch their own brand or business but don't know where to start?
That's a good one. But you know what I would tell you to start at? And this is going to sound weird to everybody. Start with your mental. Make sure you are mentally capable of starting your business. Because a lot of times, sorry, I'm moving around. A lot of times we think this is easy because we love what we do. And we think no matter what you're doing, if you're doing photography, you're like, oh, everybody's just going to come to me, right? Or if you're selling liquor, you think everybody's just going to buy my liquor because they're my friends. Of course they're going to buy. Those aren't your customers. Unfortunately, the people who are the closest to you aren't your customers. They may buy one bottle. They're not your repeat customers until you get big. And then when you get big, of course, they're like, oh, yeah, I'll buy it all the time, right?
You're right,
but
right.
Starting out, your customer may not be the person that's closest to you. So be mentally prepared before you start a business. Be mentally prepared and research who your customer is. That's what I would do first. I knew that if I got liquor on lips, that's where we would be able to be successful. So that's why every week we have a tasting somewhere. We have tastings in Alabama. Sometimes we could be in 8 states having tastings. I have 8 people tasting liquor, in stores, or we may have 6 people in stores in Georgia, all over Texas, all over Alabama. So we have tastings for that reason, because we have to get liquor on lips, because those are our customers. The people that come into the store, and the people who frequent those stores that don't know me. They don't care if my dog was walking down the street and pooped in their yard. They don't care if I was driving fast one day and they didn't like it. They don't care if my kid's hair was messed up. Yes, they don't care about all the things that people close to you care about. She out there selling liquor and her baby hair wasn't combed, not knowing her baby took her hair down herself. Stuff like that is people make excuses around you, right? So you have to start out mentally knowing that those aren't the people closest to you, aren't your customers. They may not even believe in you. They may not like what you're doing. They may not even see the vision. You have to be okay with that. So mentally prepare yourself first. Second, I would tell them to know who your customer are. Go where your customers are. Don't try to bring your customers to you. You go where they are. If your customers are in Walmart, you need to make sure that you got your products on the shelves at Walmart. You need to make sure that if your customers are in liquor stores, restaurants, bars, we deal with on-premise and off-premise. That just means we deal with liquor stores and we deal with bars and restaurants. We deal with retail stores. We go where people buy liquor. Like when I talked to you on Monday, I was in Miami. We go to the cruise ships, because guess what y'all do on cruise ships? Y'all drink, right? So we go where people drink. And so we want to make sure that when you're starting your business, you go to where your person is. So those are the top 3 things I would tell you to start with. And also just make sure that you're in compliance, because a lot of things happen because of compliance reasons, right? And they'll do anything to take our brands down. I've been offered money to shut mine down. I've been offered money to buy me out, because once you start making a wave, somebody's not going to like it. So just make sure that you put yourself in position.
I love that. And that's with any business, ladies, and anything that you're doing. Just be ready. You got to be ready mentally because people will little your stuff, when
Oh, that little.
anytime, and I tell, yes, that lil. I
Mm.
tell my girls, if somebody put lil in front of anything you're doing, they're not happy for you.
No,
So
never.
you're absolutely right, babe. You have to be mentally ready for everything and not just think that your customers are going to be people that you know and people that are closest to you. You're absolutely right. The
I
majority of
remember
your
one
customers
time I
will be
went to
people you
this
don't know.
restaurant, and the guy, the owner, I had met him before, and he was a friend of my other friends, and he was like, "Oh, you got to taste it. My friend loved my party. Oh, you got to taste it." And he tasted it, and he was like, "Yeah." And it was one of those, I had to be like Leah moments, right? It was
Mhm.
that moment. What would Leah do, right? Because I wanted to be like, "What you doing?" Like, what you mean? Like, I felt like Gary Coleman. What you talking about, Willis? Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, no,
Yes.
he was like, "No, it's just ain't for me. I don't like it." And it was a reality check. Like, everybody's not gonna like your product,
Mhm.
and you can sit there and dwell on it, or you can go give it to the next person that like it, and you can just say, "Well, hey, well, you like tequila? Maybe you like tequila." And then with our line, we have more than tequila. We have a bourbon. We have our RTDs, our tequila
Mhm.
can that people like. We have our spiked. We have different products too. So
And we'll show them some of those as well. Let me ask you our next question. You have landed major partnerships, like from Total Wine to the Dallas Mavericks. What's your approach to building powerful, aligned relationships in business?
my faith is bigger than my fears.
Hmm.
So I don't mind calling and asking. And I'll keep calling. You're just gonna keep transferring me till I get to the person that make that decision.
Like you said, I
And
did with you. You have not because
you
you asked not.
you just gonna keep asking. And
Just
I
keep asking.
just don't think God created a spirit of fear, because whoever
Hmm.
makes that decision gets up every morning just like I do. They get up, they put their pants on, they put their shoes on, and they go out and they try to make money to provide for their family just like I do. And if they don't see the vision and they can't see the vision, then it's just not a partnership for me. But I go in, I'm nice to everyone. I send out the samples and I do the things that, I feel like, either you like it or you don't. And we're going to make sure we do our parts too, right? So, we're going to make sure that we are putting, our signage up. We're going to make sure that we're fulfilling our orders. We're going to make sure that we're doing what they asked us to do, because we already have strikes against us. We're a Black brand and we're a small brand, right? So we have
Mhm.
to make sure that we're doing those things. So you always got to make sure that your faith in God, that God put you in position. God didn't bring me this far to drop me off. He didn't bring me
Yes.
this far. So every time I thought it was over, every time I was like, Lord, what done happened? Every time I didn't apply, I told my pastor something the other day that tickled me. I said, well, God said God was creating water in the wine. So he didn't have no problem with liquor, I don't think. And we laughed about it. But I told him, I said, when I wanted to give up, I applied for so many jobs. I was like, I'm just going to give up. I'll kind of do this on the side. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do that. And I remember applying for jobs, and I've never had a problem getting a job. Never had a problem getting a job. I didn't get one call back. And I never had that happen. So I didn't have no choice but to keep going. So even when
Mhm.
I was in my flesh, as April was tired and was like, you know what, I need to go back to normal. God didn't, that's not what he designed for me. He didn't design me to be normal. And you have to be okay with that. And that goes back to that mental thing. You have to be
Yes.
okay with that, because you have to be stronger than the average bear. You have to be stronger. You have to know that things are going to go wrong. You have to know that things ain't going to always go right. You got to be ready when they do go right, because baby, I got one invoice. I was ready for a Chanel bag. And then I had to realize, baby, you're not ready for a Chanel. I'm like, God, I did this to go to the Chanel ministry, but I wasn't ready yet, and, you know, doing my business has provided me what I prayed for. I wanted to be able to be there for my children. I love that my kids can come home and I'm here when they're with me. I love that I set my own schedule so I can schedule around them. I can take calls in the car like I did the other day. My daughter's playing basketball. Between games, I'm in the car working, taking calls. Those are the things that were important to me for my babies and for my life. And God provided. I just have to stick with it and be tough, because it's not easy.
And that's anytime you have a business, you gotta stick with it because you do have plenty of days that you just want to throw in the towel. Let me just go back to an 8 to 5. But I always feel like if you can give them 9, 10, 12 hours a day, why can't you put that into what you're doing and give back
Mhm.
to yourself? And like you said, have more time for your family and be there and yeah, enjoy the fruits of your own labor. So I'm glad. I love that you're doing that. What's coming down the pipeline for In Brands? Any new spirits or partnerships or passion projects we should be watching out for?
Well, we had with a major retailer, because I can't tell because I'm under NDA until they release
Mm-hmm.
it. Our ready
Mm-hmm.
to drink cocktails will be in the store. So it's let me just say it's a box store that we shop at. They're going to be there, so we're very excited about that. Um, and that fell in my lap. I'm gonna tell you, will make the path. You just got to be ready to walk down it, because my friend Keith, God bless his soul, was at the airport and he said, "Oh, my friend," and met a guy that they happened to be in the same fraternity. And he started talking to him, and then he was like, "Hey, my friend owns a tequila company. If that's what you do, I need you to hook up with him." And then he was like, "Hey, call him." I'm like, "What? Call him." So I called him. Bam, we got this partnership. So we do have our RTDs are coming. We're so excited because, baby, the first time I made these, they was nasty, and we had to pour them all out. We threw out 300 cans of these because it was nasty. Now we got the recipe right. They're so good. They sneak up on you because I told y'all I'm not a drinker. So we were in the office and everybody was tasting them as we got our new products in, and they were laughing at me because I'm like, "What we doing?" They were like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it got her." So, but y'all are gonna love those. We were the first black I was the first Black woman to have a tequila on the shelves in the state of Alabama. So we're very excited about that. Now that's our Blanco you could buy in the state, but our Reposado is coming and our bourbon Papa Tech is coming. So Papa Tech is on the shelves in Georgia now. Papa Tech is my great 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 grandfather's recipe from the reservation. He actually went to jail behind that. So just for me making it, I feel
Mm-hmm.
coming full circle. So I feel like that's really, really dope. So Papa Tech is coming. His name was Papa Tech. That's we named it
Uh-huh.
after him. So I love that. We also have our spiked coffee creamer. Spiked is it has tequila in it. So if you like cold coffee, it's your best friend. It's your best friend. So we
Girl,
have
you
those
doing it.
as well. So we have a full product line. And so it hit me the other day when somebody said, "April, you don't have a product. You have a product line." And I didn't even think about that. But we are going to be in some major sports arenas coming up this fall that we're very excited about, from our deal with the Commanders, with the Washington Commanders, all the way to our deal with TGI Fridays. We're very excited about all of these, all the new menus that are coming out. We just got some big stuff, y'all. So
You
we're excited. Yeah,
do.
we're
We
excited.
we are so proud of you.
And my
We
team,
are
they work
so
so
proud of
hard.
you.
My team, they work so hard. We work 24/7. I was up all night last night working. I think we finished about 5 this morning, but it's worth it. It makes it worth it. And we just pray y'all enjoy the products.
And I promise you, you will definitely enjoy the tequila. Now, I have what you say. What did you call that in the can again?
Oh, these are our infinite ready to drink cocktails, our
Ready
RTD.
to drink cocktails.
Hmm.
Okay, so remember those as well. So when you go in the stores and you see those, for those that may not want the straight tequila, so remember those also when you go in the stores and pick those up. Because if they're anything like the tequila itself, I know it's good. So I'm gonna have to get that.
No, no, no. They are good. I'm gonna have to give you a can. They are so, when I
Yes.
tell you, the first time I was like, that ain't it. But then we went back to the drawing board, because what I told them, I said, "I'm not selling nobody nothing that's nasty." And they
Mm-hmm.
thought I was crazy. They said, "No, you're going to miss this opportunity. You're going to miss this opportunity." I would rather miss the opportunity than to sell somebody something that's nasty. And so we went back to the drawing board, went and got a new flavor scientist. They remade it. And it turned out so good. And I'm just excited about that, because I'm like, man, this really turned out amazingly. Like, this was amazingly good.
Wow. So don't forget, ladies, when you see that in the stores, make sure you pick it up. All right. know what that means. You know what that means. It is time for another giveaway. So, again, ladies, I want you to type in hashtag infinite. That is hashtag NFINITE for your chance to win if you haven't already, ladies. And remember, our next book is by the beautiful Keke Palmer. So, ladies, I want you to go ahead and get that hashtag infinite in, and it's Master of Me by Keke Palmer. So hashtag infinite, and we're going to see who our winner is of the book by Keke Palmer. Erica, my niecey Pooh. You are the winner. You are the winner of our second book by Keke Palmer. Yes, yes, my niecey Pooh, Erica. So send me your address and we will make sure that you get your book by Keke Palmer. All right, ladies, we're going to go back to the beautiful Miss April Fort. And the last question for you, April. This series is entitled Women on the Move, of which you most definitely are. How do you pour into the next generation of entrepreneurs? And mainly, though, because you've given us a little bit about how you've been pouring into the women entrepreneurs, what kind of legacy are you hoping to leave behind?
That's kind of a funny question because we were just talking about this the other day because, being a woman in this business, everybody always thinks about Fawn Weaver, right? And they're always like, Fawn this, Fawn. And I love Fawn. I think she's amazing, right? I think she's amazing. But when I think about like me, I think about the girl that wasn't, right? That wasn't supposed to be anything,
Hmm.
raised by my granny, raised in the hood, didn't I make jokes all the time, like I didn't even know a lot of what everybody else knew. Like I didn't even know we went and had no money. I thought everybody borrowed soda from their neighbors. And like it's I don't know, but I know that there's another little girl in the hood who people think that this is all that it is. They think like this is it. They think like you have to be in this spot. Because when I was younger, I thought I just wanted to date a dope dealer because they had nice cars. That was what I wanted. And then to see that this life is so much bigger. I pray that a little girl that doesn't have the best circumstances growing up, whose mom is sick, who are fighting illness, who is not always had the answers, who doesn't always get it right, the big mouth girl, the girl who's always the life of the party and people behind their back. That girl, I hope she realizes that that is a tool and that's something she could use to make her world more bigger. So I hope when she looks at me, I hope she says, you know what, this may be where I started, but this is not my finish, because I can do what she did. And I think that's what motivates me. That's what pushes me. I want them to look at me. Now I'm telling you, my mama just called me today. Was like, they ain't got no more of your liquor in the store. Who we need to call? Like people, like when I hear that, because my family is a family of cooks. My grandma worked at the school since 1954. She said she worked there and she just retired 2 years ago. She's 90. She's 92. She retired
Wow.
at 90. And when I look at my grandma, I'm like, are you serious? Like they cook, they love to cook, they're so talented, their art, but none of them has put anything on the shelves. So for them to see it on the shelves, it's kind of like, hold on, that's real. So I'm breaking generational curses in my family. I'm breaking generational curses for other families. I have a lady who works for me. She's never had an office before. So when she has her office, she's so proud of her office at work. Things that we take for granted, that I take for granted now, I'm seeing other people have that first look. And I just hope God keeps blessing me to be a blessing to other people. I just hope God just keeps putting me in a position to take somebody else to that next level. And I hope God knows that I'm doing all this in his name, like everything we do. I know it's alcohol and people look down on it, but they don't know that that's the business that's changing lives. Even from the one of the ladies who works with me, she went through a divorce. He took everything. We were able to get her a car, to give her, it was a older car, but
What a
she has a car.
blessing.
It's a car,
That's
and
a blessing.
just showing that we're building our own corporate America as Black women.
I
corporate America.
love that.
That we don't care if we got red hair, blue hair, black hair, as long as we getting our jobs done. A corporate America that understands us as Black women, that we can be emotional, intelligent, and handle business all at the same darn time. We could be mothers, we can be sisters, we can be cousins, we can be daughters and granddaughters, we can be hood, we could be classy, we could be from the suburb, we can be all these things, and really do something amazing that can change the world. So I just hope that my footprint will be something that another little girl who, feels like they were the concrete in the rose in the concrete. I said it backwards. The rose in the concrete, that they can do it. So that's what I hope.
And you are definitely doing that and then some. And we thank you just for everything that you're doing to just pave the way for Black women in this industry, which we know, like you said, is a male dominated industry, but you're in there doing great things. And we wish you so many blessings
With
and
our clothes
much
on.
prosperity.
We need to make sure we say that, because right now it seems like Black women, when we want to get ahead, the young girls, they all feel like they got to have their clothes off. No,
Uh-huh.
we can do stuff with our clothes
With our
on,
clothes on.
because I'm built bad.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm built bad, so I know I ain't taking mine. So I want another built bad little girl with a gut. Like, okay, I can do that with my gut. I can do that with my gut. But Stephanie, I'm going to send you a copy of my book. I'm hoping to have them back by the end of the month. My book, Take a Shot. I want you to have a copy of it. Since you gave away books tonight, I'm going to send you one of the first copies of my books. I'm gonna
Thank
sign them and send them to you.
you.
And it's a little ratchet because it has all my ratchet in it, but it also has a very inspirational story how God can change your life. And no matter, you can be divorced, you can have kids, you can have all that, and you still are worthy to be loved. So I hope every woman on here knows that you're still worthy. No matter, your scars do not define you.
Absolutely. Thank you again, April. Thank you for being such a phenomenal guest on the Let's Talk Women on the Move series. Your authenticity, your insight, of course, your unstoppable energy just lit up the room and left us all inspired, empowered, and ready to move in purpose. You just reminded us that success isn't just about destination, it's about the passion, the grind, and the heart behind the journey. We're just so grateful for your presence and for your voice. Now, if someone would like to get those amazing tequilas, and we're going to pop those up on the screen and just show how. Now, look at this, man. And I only have the Infinite Blanco, but I've got to get the rest of them. But, ladies, these are the products that she has in stock. So just tell us what these are, April, right quick.
So in Alabama, you can buy. I was trying to join the chat and put it out there. In Alabama, you could buy the Blanco at the locations, our Infinite Blanco. So the Blanco is, if you shoot tequila, if you like to take a good shot, if you like margaritas, you want to try that Blanco. Mm-hmm. The reposado, and in Spanish, reposado just means rested. So it's rested tequila. So it's in a barrel. So that's what gives it that color. So that's more of a sipping tequila. If you like to sip on the rocks, that's what you like. A lot of guys like reposado, and I think they have like a lot of songs about reposado now that came out. And the other one is our Papa Tech. That's our bourbon, and our bourbon has caramel infusion. So my papa used to make the bourbon, but he used to put the caramel inside the barrel to give it a sweet flavor. So it has caramel. That one's not sugar free.
Okay, and we're going to pop up too where the locations are here in Alabama where you can get them. And ladies, I'll put that in I'll put it in our Facebook group as well, so you'll know where you can get her amazing products. Because again, I promise you, when you have it, you will thank me later when you have no headaches or anything like that. So April, you've got everyone talking. Your tequila has been the star of the night. Yes. Smooth, bold, and absolutely unforgettable. And I'm going to put in the Facebook group how you guys can purchase this amazing infinite tequila. So, with that being said, congratulations to the winners of our fantastic prizes. A heartfelt thank you to the incredible Sister Queens who joined us for episode 2 of Let's Talk Women on the Move with the amazing CEO, April Fort. Don't forget, Queens, join us next Thursday, June 19th at 7 p.m. for episode 3 of Let's Talk Women on the Move. We're featuring the phenomenal Keller Williams, realtor and founder of the Inspiring Women's Empowerment Organization, Coffee and Conversations, Alicia Webster. So get ready for real talk, powerful insight, and empowering energy that will move you to the next level. So, ladies, thank you so very much. Don't forget, go out and get some of that infinite. You will thank me later. I appreciate you so much. See you next Thursday. Have a good one. Bye. Wait a minute. I didn't know he was going to do this. Hey, but look at this mess. He put in like he does everything. Erica, look at your uncle. This is just a mess. He has his name on everything. That was good, Emmett. That was good. That was good. Thank you, ladies. Good night.